All right, guys, we continue to rock and roll here. I'm actually shooting all these videos during this 2 hour delay, so getting a bunch of them done here, and I think it's going to be helpful. But this is another a new lesson for you: solving and graphing inequalities. We got some vocabulary, then we're going to go ahead and solve a bunch of problems and solutions and things like that. So it's very similar to equations. I will say that. So let's get rolling here, okay? Inequalities can be solved just like an equation, but with a few exceptions, okay? The variable must be alone or isolated on the one side of the inequality. Isolate the variable by using the inverse, just like we did before, or opposite operations. Whatever you do on one side, you must do to the other side. Keep it balanced. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, which we won't be doing, I don't think, by a negative number, the inequality sign is flipped. Okay, and that's a little bit more advanced. But hey, we're throwing it out there because we're going to be responsible for it eventually. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep this very similar to the equations that we solved before. All right. All right, so n plus 5 is less than or equal to 16. So what we're going to do is we're going to balance beam. And the inverse of addition is subtraction. N comes down. 16 minus 5 is 11. And I made a mistake already. I'll do that a bunch. I forgot the sign is less than or equal to. Okay? Now, after we do this, we've got to go ahead and put our numbers down here. Okay, and we have to graph this. N is less than or equal to 11. So I go to 11. I'm going to circle it and fill it in. And then I'm going to draw an arrow that way. Any number 11 or smaller works for that solution for n. Let's try that again over here. I like to draw a balance beam, keep it balanced. I'm going to add 9. I'm going to add 9. C is greater than 14 and 9, okay, is 23. Okay, so let's go. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I'm going to circle 23. I'm going to leave it empty because it's a greater than sign. C is greater than, so it goes that way. Any number greater than 23 works. 12 times some number, 12g, is less than 48. So I'm going to draw my line, and this time I'm going to tee it up because that means to divide. Divided by 12, divided by 12. That cancels g, and the less than comes down. 48 divided by 12 is 4. Okay. Now, let's take a look at this thing here. All right. So we have what? 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So when we look at this, we have 4. Circle it. Take it that way, right? Let's come over here. P divided by 3 is greater than Q, or excuse me, 9, sorry. All right, hey, let's go. Let's multiply this by 3 and this by 3. P is greater than 27. 9 times 3 is 27, right? 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I'm going to circle 27, leave it empty, and I'm going to go that way. Okay? So I hope all that made sense so far. We're going to jump to the next page here, and let's see what we can do with this. Let me pull that down just a little bit here. Okay. All right, here we go. So solve each inequality below for practice. All right, and it says roll a pair of dice to find the sum of two numbers showing and solve it. All right, so I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about, and we're going to skip them. All right, we're going to skip ones for a little bit more room here. Okay. All right, so all right, we're just getting the solutions. It does not say to graph anything. So let's take a look at this. We're going to start with number 2. I'm going to balance beam and tee it up. Divide by 7. Cancels. X, all right, 35 divided by 7 is greater than or equal to 5. Okay? And I'm going to start showing my work over here a little bit easier. Number 4. We're going to skip every other one here. X minus 5 is greater than 16 and 7/10. Balance beam, add 5, you get 0. Add 5, X is greater than or equal to 21 and 7/10. So X is greater than or equal to 21 and 7/10. 8 is greater than or equal to X minus 3. 8 is greater than or equal to X minus 3. Okay, all right, so we're going to balance beam, all right, and in this case, I'm going to what? I have to add 3. Add 3, I get 11, greater than or equal to X, right? So then I just come over here and do it. Now I could write this a couple different ways. I could write this as X is greater than or equal to, or 11 is greater, or I could write this as X, right? I could write this as X is less than or equal to 11. Both of those mean the same. Some people don't like to put the X second, okay? Let's come down to number 8. Number 8, and you know what? I'm going to circle this work just to kind of separate it. X over 8 is greater than 3. Balance beam times 8 times 8. X is greater than 24. Write it in. We're rocking and rolling here. Number 10. 18 is less than X plus 11. Okay. So let's balance beam it. Let's subtract 11. Let's subtract 11 and get what? 7 is less than X. Write this 2 separate ways since the X is second. 7 is less than X, or X is greater than 7. And then the last one we're going to take a look at. Oh, I guess we could take a look at 5. I didn't see 5 down there. Okay, X, and I'm going to kind of circle these ones up. X minus 7 is less than or equal to 35. Balance beam. Add 7, add 7. X is less than or equal to 42. Circle that. X is less than or equal to 42. Okay, so I just skipped those for space reasons, but you're getting the idea. It's an equation. You have to show that work and so on. A business trip will be reimbursed 55 cents per mile. Okay, Mr. Jackson has a budget of $70 for the round trip. If he is traveling to a town 61 miles away, then will he be under or over the budget? All right, so let's go back and talk about this for a second. I have 55 cents, right? And I have $70. All right, so he has a budget of 70. So I know he has $70. He's getting 55 cents a mile. Now, if he's traveling to a town 61 miles away, then will he be under or over the budget? Well, he can't be over it, so we want it to be less than. Can it be at 70? Yes. And we're going to call that X. Now, we already know what X is. X is the number of miles. So it's going to be 55 cents times X, which is 61. We're going to plug that into our calculator right here, my handy dandy calculator. And we get $33.55. But here's the caveat, guys. Right? He's traveling 2 towns 61 miles away. We have to double that because we have to go to and back. So now when I double that, I end up with $67.10. All right. So is he under the budget? Is $67.10 less than or equal to $70? Absolutely. So he is fine. All right, guys, head to the homework. Have a good day. Bye-bye.